Hi, girls. Great to see you again.
Hey.
I'm so happy we can talk to each other. It was a very, very long time.
True.
So, how
Yes.
are you feeling?
I'm actually feeling quite nice now because it's suddenly become bright around me and I'm recognizing how much effect sunlight has on me. I'm like, oh, there's sun. See, there's sun.
Same. Since we know winter is coming and sun's getting rare.
And you're dressed very automaton. You're dressed very
Yes,
automaton.
I'm already totally in. It's getting
Very
cold here.
businesslike and very automy.
Boots and coat season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually love boots. Boots are like
Yeah,
very.
boots. Yeah, boots. I would like wear boots all the time, whole year through.
That's your personality,
Yeah.
huh, Than?
Yeah. Speaking
Just to
about
dress up.
personality, speaking about personality,
Yeah.
that's our topic for today, and I'm really, really excited because, like a few months ago, I started to dive deeper into this whole topic with human design, astrology, whatever, because I think it's really, really interesting and very surprising sometimes for me personally. But Ankita, maybe you are the most experienced with this topic. Maybe you like to tell us something. So how did you grow up with astrology as an Indian? Because I've heard that it's like very natural for your culture to grow up with this.
Yeah, that's actually quite true. There are two versions of astrology in my life. One was at the receiving end, and then my mom trained up to become a Vedic astrologer when I was still in school. So I have an in-house resident astrologer all the time who helps me.
Sounds amazing.
I really bug her. But I think astrology is a big part of Indian culture. Sometimes more about the superstition sides of things rather than just finding a quick solution for something. But
Hmm.
actually, I personally use astrology as more of a personality tool to understand what the different archetypes mean, what that energy brings in for me, and what that is trying to show me in life, that kind of way. And then I have my mom who can do the actual predictions. So I don't have to deep dive into those sides. But I think whenever I've been on a self discovery phase for quite some time, and then the astrology that I grew up with versus the astrology I started exploring and all the other different things I
Mm,
started exploring used to bring so many things together for me and used to help me know more about me in those kind of ways, like even in the ways of understanding that am I resonating it with what this says versus am I not resonating
mm.
with
Hmm.
what it states, used to prompt me and trigger me into getting deeper into it and recognizing, oh, I see this in my life versus not. So I really really enjoy what these tools have to offer. I really appreciate the insight they can bring into understanding people. And it's really not very different from the psychometric analysis you would do, etc. But it's more about your birth print and you're using your date of birth, time of birth, place of birth to get it. So it's like as within, so above and stuff like that. I really enjoy it. And I feel like astrology is very deep into Indian culture. That's true, but it's more about how will it be versus why is it like this or what is making it like
Okay.
this, right? Which is
Ah,
more
okay.
where I come from. I enjoy that more, like, okay, these are the properties for a particular thing and that is why it is making it be like that and stuff. That's the thing that I like the most. And I know Than's really into Chinese astrology as well, and she did the whole analysis for us. So Than, is it something
Oh.
similar for you?
Well, I think I'm not so experienced in the end. I'm kind of like getting your signs right, and also because of your birth date and your birth year, especially. But yeah, it's. I mean, it's a Chinese thing as well. I think same as like for you in India, because it's kind of. I mean, if you are really, really into Chinese astrology, you can do a chart over like how your whole life is going to be. But at some point I'm like I don't want to be kind of having too many predictions. Yeah, like I want still want to have my choice, right? But when it comes to personality traits, well, it actually fits in so many ways. And also kind of concerning relationships, yeah, with friends and or people you
Mhm.
don't like, and then you go like,
Yeah.
oh, that's this sign, that's why. We just cannot
Now I
stand each
know.
other. Yeah, but Chinese,
Non-compatible.
yeah, no, right, yeah. But about the Chinese, I think I just also love the background stories and background traditions about this, like
Yeah, actually enjoy that story, the whole competition story of the
the
different
race.
animals running the race, right? That
Yes,
was a fun story to know.
yes, the race, right?
Because you'll be like, the fastest has to win. Why would they not win? It's so similar to the
Yeah, because the
the
rat came in first, right?
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
but the dragon was still helping others. That's why
So what's the
Nice.
story about?
I don't remember every sign, like which one came first. Yeah, but there was kind of, I think the great emperor was doing like a race for the different animals to
Yes.
come to his palace.
Hmm.
And then there you get the ranking of the signs. And the rats came in
So
first.
the most important, like, or
But
the
it was a race, and like who comes in first? Hmm?
yeah.
And I think it was the rat, and then the ox. And well, if you're just like with your logical senses, you go, "Well, why didn't the dragon come in first?" Or like, or any kind of animal that's faster than a rat. Yeah, but there was also the background story then, because as I said, the dragon was still helping people in a village. I think
Okay.
something like
Okay.
that's why he got late, and some animals got transported. Like me, the rooster, it's the 10th place, but I backed up on someone else.
Okay. Okay. Why not?
Yeah,
Using
and I
resources.
mean, yeah, I don't know how the story goes, because I mean, yeah, I'm kind of, well, no, I'm a quarter Vietnamese and three-quarters Chinese, right? But in Vietnam, we do have a cat, not a rabbit,
Ah.
and I think also in Japan actually. So I don't know how this turned. Um, or it was, I think it was some kind of translation mistake, and then somehow the rabbit turned into a cat
Okay.
in Vietnam. Mm, actually, personally, roosters don't go well with cats or rabbits at all. Yeah,
Luckily that we are not those.
yeah, and yeah, I know some cats. Really true. Except really for one rabbit friend I have, we go along together very well. Ballerina.
Mhm.
But for all other, I'm. That's why I'm saying she's the true rabbit. All the others are cats. Because they just behave this way, like stabbing you in the back.
Yeah,
But
no
she's
one
a true
goes well
rabbit.
with those people, or no one
Yeah,
goes well with those people.
no. But she's the only one who's a true rabbit, really more the sensitive person, and a very kind-hearted person. Yeah.
What do you resonate with, Martina, as you're exploring these different systems? Which one calls to you most?
That's actually hard to say because I think everything is very interesting for me because as a European we don't grow up with astrology. Maybe
Hmm.
some people a little more, but it's not really about personality. So like it's not connected to us very closely. So when people are into astrology, it's more like what's going to happen. Yes, how will your career be? How will your finances be? How will your love relationships be? Something like this. So it's very on the surface. It's on a very surface level. It does not go very, very deep. So it's
Yeah.
absolutely not in our culture. And it's moreover, it's like people who are very into astrology, it's like the people like, yeah, like yeah, you
Yeah,
also astrology thing like too well. Why do you
yeah.
believe this?
Keep
It's
you
not
at
real.
an
It's
arm's
not.
length.
It's not real. It's like something like I don't know, something crazy. So but I think as I experience it more and more, or if I learn more and more about it, I
Yeah.
think it's so interesting because like all my personality traits, how I am, it fits very, very well
Yeah.
to who I actually am, and that makes it really, really interesting for me. Yeah, not who I am, but also like how I handle things, and I can see myself also in the Vedic astrology. What I learned from you
Yeah.
a few months ago, but also what Tan told me about my Chinese sign is totally true. So it's very interesting, and I'm like in the middle of exploring all those things. Yeah,
Yeah. For me, it was so funny when I started doing this, and like I know a lot of modalities. I might have covered this before, but I know a lot because I explore a lot, and I like to. I had this whole discovery phase for such a long time, and I was trying myself with the angel stuff, with the with the gene keys, human design, astrology, Vedic, non-Vedic,
Mhm.
Hellenistic, this that, like everything, and then there would be these your birth angels that signify certain thing. You go to Kabbalah system that says something about you based on these things. There were like three, four things that would never change, no matter what, whatever system that I would go to.
Yeah,
And then I started. It helped me starting to accept that okay, I am supposed to be kind of this because I'm extremely bright, extremely energetic, and I bring a lot of energy, which isn't the normal way of being around people. So I get shut down a lot because people are like, nobody can be like this all the time as well. Like, why are you happy? Like, those, you literally, I have people who have asked me, like, can you just shut down for a bit? This is too much energy, which is fine. Like, that's your problem, not mine. I'll go shine and be happy
yeah,
somewhere
yeah,
else. Like,
totally.
you don't get a piece of it. But, that used to put me down before because if people are being like this, am I being wrong in not
Yeah,
reading
yeah,
the
yeah,
room and not letting myself
totally.
be what I am?
Yeah,
But that kind of told me that my message was to spread
yeah,
brightness, spread happiness, be
absolutely.
bright and glow and stuff like that. Like, I'm putting it in a very, very simplistic manner, but that message being reiterated just gave me a sense of proof that okay, it's in a way something that I'm here for.
Yeah,
And then I don't care if it is or isn't at this point. At that point it really mattered to me that this is what is written, but it just gave me that sense that me being who I am, the way I am, is kind of, it started with me being like it's written for me, so I have to be
mhm,
like this. And
yeah,
and that just gave me the confidence eventually to be that, even if it wasn't written. So that then translated into the other parts of me becoming like okay, I am like this. It's not like I know that I'm not forcing it. I know that I'm not people pleasing when I'm doing this, so I'll just do it anyways. Though it gave me a confidence which started from something where I was seeking something, so it translated into something else. And I often see that happens when I'm using these tools, because for me it's more about the archetypes and the energies. Always, like if I'm saying I'm an Aries sun and moon, that means I'm extremely martial and Mars oriented in one ways, but my ascendant is Libra, so the whole world will see me as a very cordial. I am actually a very cordial person as well, so like I am very diplomatic. I like to have those relationships. So if you get to know, it's like literally the opposite send, like an individual versus somebody who's always with others.
mhm,
So there's a whole dichotomy within me always about this, like myself versus others. There's always a question within these things for me. And generally, between Vedic astrology and Western astrology, your charts change because the degrees are different. So the different signs get impacted. But for me, my sun, moon, and rising signs don't change within astrology at all. So that also says to me like that dichotomy, that me versus we thing is really prominent for me. And it just allows me to sit back and see that moment when it's happening. I'm like, I want this, the others want this. How do I bring the two together? Or how do I choose myself?
yeah,
Or what is more important for me in this moment? So it gives me that, like, it doesn't make me a bad person if I'm having that conversation that I'm choosing myself how it used to be before, because we come from a very collective society in India. So compromising, adjust, those kind of things are thrown around left, right, and center. So you just lose yourself. Your own personality gets, like, it doesn't really get
mm,
to have a shape sometimes.
mhm,
And it's well meaning. It's not like somebody's trying to hurt me. It's just the way things are. So I couldn't get that as much, and when I could, I would be questioning myself way too much about it, because that is the question that I'm grappling with in my chart. My sister, my brother are not grappling with that. if you ask them these same questions, they will not have those things, because that's not a thing in their chart. That's not
Yeah.
the thing that they're worried about, or that's not a theme they're facing in this life. So I use it that ways. And even like if you look at the astrological changes that are happening, the full moon energy, the all those different things that come together, I see how that plays on me in different ways. And I've realized, like, if I think of it at that time, so there might be very many astrological things that happen that I don't care about, but there's sometimes something happens and it catches my eye, and I go back and see why that's happening. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. I can see why it resonates. There's something inside it for me.
Yeah.
I find it so exciting, and it's so revealing. Just like, at work, you have these, like at my work, we use something called business chemistry. And in that, there are like four types that you can have: a pioneer, a guardian, an integrator, or a
Yeah.
driver.
Yeah.
Pioneer is somebody who just rams ahead, just like your Aries, okay? So I'm like, even in my business chemistry, I'm an Aries equivalent there. It doesn't change at all for me. It's so fun. And then the other thing that we were thinking about, it was human design, right? Like, so, Khan,
Mhm.
what were you in human design?
A projector.
Do you
And
remember
it's
what?
really, sometimes it makes it hard, yeah, because I'm supposed to always wait for the invitation, right?
Yes,
So
that's the
the
official
thing
thing of
that's coming to me, this is for me. But when I try too much on my own, it's just not working. Or
yeah,
people would get annoyed or something when I try to share my knowledge or whatever when they are not asking for it.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is something that's really, I sometimes really struggle with it, but it's so true. It really is true. When I just try to teach people and they wouldn't ask for it, they kind of get annoyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when they're asking, oh, suddenly everything is fine.
And I do the same thing.
Yeah, but you're allowed to teach on your because you're not a projector. I always kind of, okay, it has to come to me and then
Be patient, be patient, be patient.
invite me, invite me. Come on, invite me.
I always also feel like it's so hard to be a projector because you have all this knowledge that can actually benefit the
Yeah.
person,
Mm,
right? And like projectors are supposed to be the true teachers, the ones who are supposed
yeah.
to guide
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
else. And you're, as advisors, your job is not the doing. Your job is to advise others to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if you look at life, who likes that? Nobody likes a know-it-all. Nobody likes somebody telling others what to do. So
Yeah.
it's so
True.
Right?
important.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, right. So it's really, I really have to wait for those to just realize, yeah, and then ask. Because it's really, yeah, because, well, you guys can do, right? Get into
Yeah.
the action. And I'm really, when I'm getting too much into the action, whoa, 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 it's not going to work out. Yeah. I really
Yeah.
just have to kind of being somewhere flowy, waiting for the invitation to come. But then it works. Then it really works. I
And
mean, same
it's,
at work, actually. Yeah,
yeah,
because
is
I was
it?
asked to lead, right? I have to lead as a doctor. There's no way I can not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to
Totally.
decide.
Totally.
But in the end, it's the invitation. I am asked to do it. Yeah, because it's clear that I have to decide. And then it's okay. It's fine. It's working.
I'm just pulling up your chart here for
Yeah.
projector. Yeah, and you have like so you're a splenic authority, you have a
Yes.
split definition, and you are 3-5. So 3-5, 3 is people who experiment a lot.
Yep.
I'm
I'm
also 1-3, so 3 is people who keep experimenting. They learn by experimenting.
yeah, I have to try and then tell you if it's okay to do it or not.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And you have like a closed gate between your agna and your throat, so you have to speak what you are able to see, what you're able to think,
Hmm.
kind of in a way as well. Yeah. And then you have another
Oh.
one between your spleen, so your intuition is connected to your root chakra. So in human design, you have like a the way that human design works is basically you have a chart of conception versus a chart of actual date of birth. So it's like 3 months difference or something like that. They
Yeah.
say that's when the spirit comes into the body
Okay.
in the womb or something like
Ah,
that.
okay.
I might be wrong on that, so don't quote me, but it's something like that. So you have a conscious side and an unconscious side. So Your conscious side is what shows up as your personality, and your unconscious side is what is influencing you, but it might not be completely clear for you. So you, when you have your chart, when you look at your chart, I can you see this?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
have these
that
red
is
and
really
black
smart.
stuff
Yeah.
that's happening, and the colored areas are the, so these are your nine energy centers. The colored ones are the ones that are, they have gates, or they have channels. Something is active in it. Basically, something is present, and that this also relates to the moment that you were born. How was that reflected into reality, basically
Mhm.
how the sun was
Yeah.
placed,
Yeah.
which gates were
Yeah.
there, in similar to Vedic astrology. I think human design uses three different systems: I Ching, human design, I Ching, maybe gene keys, and I don't know where the numbers come from. It could be I Ching and Vedic astrology. Three systems come together to make this one system. This is a channeled system. It was channeled via somebody called, I think, RA. But basically, it's very deep. It gives you insights into not just, so it starts with the type that you are, it goes into the energy, how you invite energy versus not,
Hmm.
what is your strategy, what is your authority, how are you consciously, unconsciously. Then it goes into different gates. For it even goes into details like what are the environments you should be in, what are the different
Hmm.
variables that impact the way you eat, digest information. It has so much. If you go into it, it says it takes around 7 years for you to decondition.
Oh.
uh, so there are things that keep you away from being who you are. So
Yeah.
like I am a manifesting generator, so that's two different types coming together. So as a generator, I'm only supposed to respond. If I take initiative, it will not really work well. And because if I'm a, so respond to something outside of me. So I see something, oh, the flowers, let me buy flowers. But if I go like sitting, oh, maybe I should go buy flowers, no. If I see, like, it's a very crude example that I'm giving you, but like, just like, I'm supposed to respond to something outside of me, rather than like, I want to take up, I have a feeling that I need to change a job, so I shouldn't decide I want this job. I should see what is out there and respond to it, that kind of thing. So it's like, it's in a way, so like Than has to wait for a particular invitation from outside. I have to wait for something in my environment to, evoke a response in me via which I do it. It's only manifestors who are supposed to initiate. Like, they are the ones who are supposed to start something.
Hmm.
And as I remember, I'm just looking for your chart, Martina. You are a generator, so
Yeah.
you're also supposed to respond, but you don't. So as a manifesting generator, I'm also supposed to inform the people who are impacted by my actions. So if I'm looking for a job and I'm about to say yes to a job, I should inform the people around me that I'm saying yes, and they will be impacted by my my actions, because they will really take it personally. And this actually happened to me in my last job, and they took it so personally, and they were like, it became a whole villain era story. Like, she's a villain who hasn't informed us, and she's just doing XYZ. And I was just like, just doing, changing a job like everybody else changes
Yeah.
a job over
Yeah.
that job. But it was taken so personally. If I'm moving countries and I'm not informing people around me, it's like, it's my life, I'm supposed to tell you, but you're supposed to inform people. Otherwise it creates a lot of tension and stuff, and you're just supposed to inform, you're not supposed to care about their actions. But
Yeah.
the part of me that is informing doesn't like that, right? So these kind of things you can see play out so easily in these in different systems. Like in gene keys, it has something called a radiance chain via which you can see why your health is the way it is and what it actually needs. In human design, it also tells you what kind of digestion is good for you. So some people should eat consecutive food till they are like, I can't eat this anymore. Some people are only supposed to eat at night, because that's when their body digests best. And if they're not doing those kind of things, like for me, it is, I think, calm touch. So my food, I need to touch the food that I'm eating, and I have to eat in a very calm environment. If I'm eating in an extremely loud market kind of setting or something, I will not, my body will not be able to digest that food. And
Okay.
if I keep doing that, I will end up being sick,
Hmm.
because my body is not
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
But My sister, her husband, and her daughter, they all have market environments. One of them has market kitchen, other has market mountain, something like that. They have different ones, and then they can literally not eat if they don't have something. If the TV is not on, if they're
Mm.
actually sitting and eating silently like me, they will get sick.
Mhm.
So that's the opposite
Ah,
end of it, because their body will not be able to,
Maybe
like,
I'm
does
there too because I also I tend to turn on the TV or some like radio music stuff, or I do something besides eating. I feel like I need to do it. I always think
exactly.
like the logic says, or the logic what I learned says, you don't watch TV, you don't do anything because when you eat you focus
yeah.
on eating. But I have the possibility to do it, to eat in silence like every day, but I can't do it. I can't do it. It's like I
Same
start and I say, oh,
actually.
I like I
You should
turn
look at your
something on.
chart again and see, Martina, what your digestion is like.
Yeah, this is
It
weird as
can go
well.
in that much detail and it can show you those things.
Yeah, because I always put on something when I
Yeah.
eat. And then my mind goes like, what's this? You know, you should be mindful in
Yeah,
eating your food
mindful
in
eating and
silence.
like it's healthy, and then the body is able to digest and everything will be perfectly fine, but it's like not working.
No, it's not. But
Not
then
working.
again, I see myself just putting on
Yeah.
Netflix or something.
Yeah, same, totally the same. Yeah.
So the point is, like, obviously it would be good to be mindful and eat and stuff, but maybe nothing is for everyone.
Yeah,
That's why there
yeah,
are options.
Yeah.
Like, nothing is for everyone. No system is for everyone. No one thing is universally acceptable and working for
yeah,
everything. There were variations for a reason. Like, and we should really stick to what works for us. Like, all the attachments that we end up having about different things just creates a lot of problems for us. I think everything has just shown me basically at the end, be true to yourself.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
you are the only one who can understand what that
yeah,
is.
yeah,
You might use these tools to explore and stuff, but be true to yourself. I feel like I've also come to the age where I can't really give a shit about other things anymore.
yeah.
I try and I can't.
So, but when Martina is a generator, so
Yeah.
what's the difference to you then? So
She's a
she also
generator who has a emotional authority, so she has emotional highs and lows, and she should never take spontaneous decisions, even though she will feel like those are the best decisions to make.
well, she needs to
That
work
was
with the person.
Martina's like, I take in the moment decisions, I don't wait, but you're not supposed to. That I'm also an emotional authority, and I've come to realize that's so true, because I was like, I've never, if you actually go back and see, Martina, a lot of emotional based decisions that you've taken might not have worked out the way that you wanted them to. You would have pivoted and made them work, but they would not have worked out the actual way that you wanted them to. You can observe that going forward or go back and see. You're always supposed to, generators always have a high and a low
Yeah,
in general, because they're more sacral beings, they're more energy center beings. And then whenever you take a decision when you're high, it doesn't work because it's over optimistic. And when you take a decision when you're low, it doesn't work because you're over negative. You're
mhm,
always supposed to come to a basis, like a, a common foundation ground. And anybody who rushes you for a decision, that decision is immediately supposed to be a no
yeah,
for
yeah.
you,
And I know
right?
this. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And as an emotional authority, like, if somebody asks you a yes no question about the thing, you could also just be like, you could record it, because it has to be external for your response to come out. So you can also record yourself and be like, do I really want to do this? And there'll be an answer that comes out of you, a yes or no, immediately. And that's your answer. So if throughout a process, if you get a no even once, you're not supposed to do it then. You're supposed to, you could circle back eventually and come, but, and generators and manifesting generators, they have these phases of absolutely not being able to do anything, and they can last for as long as they last, because their energy needs replenishing.
yeah,
They, every night they can only go to sleep if they've used up all the energy that they have.
yeah. That's
For
true.
projectors, it's not
That's
the
true.
same. For projectors, it's like, projectors are often burnt out because they
I
do too
was
much
like, I
and they're
can
not
rest all
supposed
the
to.
time.
No, I really, I'm lying in bed then, and I'm thinking like, sometimes that's why sometimes I have to do sports, because if I do lots of sports usually, because nearly every day, because when I have not used up all my energy, I can't sleep.
You
I
can't sleep.
I can't lie down because I can't sit still. It's like really, it's a physical problem.
I'm way too active as a projector, but I can sleep at any moment of the day.
A lot. I think projectors aura, the energy aura for projectors is also different because they're inviting, so they're taking energy in. So a
Mhm.
lot of times when projectors, they're on their own, they won't do as much, but when they're surrounded by people, they're able to borrow
True.
energy, and they can take the energy and do stuff. So those kind of things are also, I think, something that plays a dynamic in there. But so often projectors try to be like generators, because it is,
Mm,
generators are like what, 70-60% of the world. I might be wrong, but like the majority
Yeah,
is
yeah,
generators or manifesting generators. And then because that's how you see, all that hustle culture, just do it, you just have
yeah.
to do it, show up, etc.,
yeah.
etc. That is more generator culture, because they have that energy to do it. Projectors are not supposed to have that energy.
No,
Mm.
I'm a non-energetic one actually, right? Because
Exactly.
and it's like something I really realized at work at some point because like everyone, I was always like, why is everyone around me just working, and they can just keep
Yeah.
going, and I feel so burned out.
Mm.
And at some point, I just realized, well, yeah, because it's just not my energy form. Yeah, I need
Exactly.
to rest.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
just kind of accepted, okay, I'm just functioning in a different way. Yeah, I cannot generate.
Yeah. And that's how collaborations work. Like us being different types coming together is a good way to, like, a lot of projectors are supposed to be mental in a, they will think more. It's a thinking. Their work is, I will say I feel, you will say I think. The way you would
Mm.
phrase things might be also different like that. Um, and then the other thing I wanted to say, which came out, yeah, and that doesn't mean you're the only one who can burn out. Like everybody else can burn
Yeah,
out as well. I've had burnout as well. For generators and manifesting generator, the problem is being frustrated. If you're frustrated and still doing something, your energy that was like
yeah,
100% goes to negative
yeah,
100. Like it will make you
yeah.
sick. It will
I know it.
physically
Yeah,
create burdens in
totally
your
know it.
life.
Then I have to pull out of the situation.
You
I
have
really I
to.
have to leave. I have to leave.
And you will feel like, oh my god, how can I XYZ, this will happen, that will happen. If you stick to being something, doing something when you're frustrated,
Mm.
it can
But
literally
yeah,
put you in really
Mm.
dangerous
I know. Yeah,
situations.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. And like for me additionally, anger is a thing, I think, or being bitter. I don't know what it is for manifestors. I should know this, but I don't. Do I know this? I don't. And I think for projectors it is, what is it? It's being bitter, is it? Just a second. Not self. It's called not self. So there is a self that you have, and there is a not
Yeah,
self that you have.
yeah,
Just checking for projectors, just as bitterness. So if you're
yeah.
feeling
It
bitter
yes,
about a
yes.
situation, which you might, right? Because you're not invited to share what you have so much
Hmm.
knowledge about, it's
Mm.
very natural that you will
True.
feel bitter. Like, I could do so much better, but they're
Yeah,
not even
yeah, yeah.
asking me.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
true. I know this feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever you're feeling bitter, it's your not self coming out. And if it is coming out, you need to like, what is the self part of it? I'm checking that as well.
Yeah, but that's the point already because yeah, something like when I'm not waiting for the invitation and I just try to share the knowledge anyway, then I get bitter when the people are
Yeah.
just not responding.
Exactly. And it makes sense, right? Like, it makes logical sense also for this to be the case. So sometimes you might not know this is happening, so I feel these tools can help you then in that
Yeah.
kind of way. Yeah.
At some point, I just had to kind of accept that those people who ask, well, they can get the knowledge and the
Yeah.
others will
Exactly.
Yeah.
not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 There's so much
Like,
more that we can talk about this.
Yeah.
ooh,
I think we have to like
yeah.
Yeah.
go on with this, but I think we are like
We have just do a second
Yes,
round.
we should
yes.
continue. To be continued. And I think what people should do is also ask us questions in the comments below, so we can touch upon. I'm sure you've realized we all come from very different ways of having so many questions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let us know in the comments below if you are intrigued by anything, if you want any of our personality traits to be shared or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's continue this discussion more from different angles. Maybe we can bring up the charts and actually talk about other elements as
Yes, this would
Yeah,
be
well.
very,
Be
very
fun.
interesting.
Maybe
yeah.
the astrology ones now.
And
Yeah.
we haven't talked about the reflectors, right? Because there's
We
also,
haven't. Oh, actually, yeah, let me just cover about
yeah,
reflectors. They
the
have
most
moon
rare.
cycles. They
Mm,
have to literally wait for a whole moon cycle, which could be 28 days before they can actually do something.
Really?
Because they have nothing. Their chart is empty. So the other thing in human design is you have certain centers which are filled, so you have a way of being, you're conditioned in that way.
Yeah.
But then you have so many centers which are open, so it
Yeah.
changes based on
Yeah.
who you are with. Like I have an open head, so if I'm with somebody who's a spiritual being and they have a shut head, their conditioning of that is getting impacted on me.
Hmm.
So if it is not the right conditioning, I could get the wrong things in my head,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And so I have to make sure what I'm associating with and stuff like that, and I have to use what I have to see if it is working for me. Always use a strategy and authority. Reflectors have nothing. They're literally reflecting what's around them. For them to make any decisions, they're extremely intuitive people. They're extremely in tune with things around them, right? I would assume they would be highly sensory, awareness would be so high because they're always getting impacted by things around them.
Yeah, they have to
And
be.
apparently, there's a human design chart for pets, for things as well, for buildings and stuff as well. So you're getting impacted. Energy is everything is energy,
Yeah.
right? Every
Yeah.
physical or something.
Yeah.
So they get
Everything.
impacted. Yeah, they're like 1% of the world or something.
mm, the
Hmm.
It's very
rare,
intriguing.
most
Really
rare.
interesting. Very
Yeah.
rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I only know of one reflector, which I saw on social media. Yeah.
Mm.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then some projectors, and then you guys.
No, manifestors.
Yeah.
Manifestors are the second most rare, I feel. Reflectors, manifestors, projectors, manigents, gens. Something like that. Hmm, good to know.
Yeah. That's it for
Oh.
today. Thank you
Yeah.
all so much for sticking until the end. We promise we continue our personality, human design, astrology, whatever topic in the next episode. So this was us, Martina,
Ankita,
And Tan.
and we are,
three girls.
One mic.
and no banana ice cream because it's very cold here.
I love bananas though, so
Yeah, me too. See you soon.
see you soon. Bye.
Bye.